Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing really well. In case you're curious, I've worn Lush's Roots, which is one of my favorite scalp masks because it has this like really tingly, really amazing feeling. It's so like invigorating. And on the lengths of my hair, I've put in Indewild's champi oil. The main actual crux of this video is me showing you my skincare routine, but I thought instead of just walking you through my current or like my morning or nighttime skincare routine, I will just walk you through all of the products in my skincare shelf, because if something makes it to my shelf, it means it's being cycled through on different days depending on how my skin is feeling and what my skin needs. For context, I have dry, dehydrated skin and I have rosacea just here. My skincare routine is very focused on reducing redness, very hydrating products mostly, and moisture and barrier support. I don't really do too many actives, which is why I have very selective actives in my shelf. I will walk you through all of it and tell you when I use what. I try to do something called skin cycling, which is following like a set pattern for your routine when it comes to skincare. Like on day 1 you would do an exfoliating routine, then day 2 you do a barrier supporting routine, then day 3 you do a retinol routine, and then again you go back to barrier support. So you just cycle through that. You can very easily Google it and see what skin cycling is and how to do it for your skin type. The first thing I'm going to show you is my cleanser. I have 2 on rotation. One I keep by the sink and one I keep in my shower. This is you to the people. It's very expensive. It's so over the top. I'm not saying you need to get it. Really like the refreshing scent, especially after the gym. It just made me feel so awake, so I keep this in the shower. If you remember correctly, I bought a refill pack at half the price, which is the only reason I'm still using this. Yeah, it's a really nice face cleanser, but not a need by any means. And I keep Fenty's Remove It All cleanser near my sink. This one is also really good, gets the job done, but it doesn't work on its own, so you do need to go in with micellar water or cleansing balm before cleansing your face. This is like rule number 1 of skincare. If you have makeup or sunscreen or anything on your face, ideally you should be using a cleansing balm or oil to double cleanse, which means first you'll go in with your cleansing balm or oil, emulsify, wash it off, and then go in with your cleanser. When I do that routine, I use the Fenty cleanser or any sort of foaming cleanser, and for my cleansing balm of choice I have Farmacy's Green Clean. This one is one of the best cleansing balms. I've worked with the brand multiple times because their products are just fabulous, like some of my holy grail products. If you're looking for a alternative, you can check out Dew's cleansing balm. That one's also really good. When I want to remove any makeup, I go in with this cleansing balm, then I go in with the Fenty cleanser. Then sometimes, especially if I have makeup on in my eyes like kajal and things, I do need to still put a little bit of micellar water on a cotton pad and wipe like literally from inside my eyes like this. And for that I use Bioderma's micellar water. This is by far the best micellar water I've used, period. There is absolutely no stinging at all. Like it gets everything out in like one swift motion without irritation and without burning. So that's sort of like the removal step of my skincare routine, especially on days when I have a lot of redness on my skin. I like to tone my skin with Avene's Thermal Spring Water Spray. If you have red skin, you know how much of a savior this is. Or if you have rash prone skin, or if you have redness even from acne and things, your skin is just inflamed and irritated, just get it, just use it, just spray it generously. There was one time when I had like such a severe red patch on my neck that nothing was helping. Just did one spray of this and it calmed down immediately. However, I should mention that this is effective like the first few times, and then I think your skin just gets used to it. But still, it is something I keep on hand at all times because I never know when my skin is going to need this extra level of redness control. Just a great multitasking product I think all of us should have in our shelf. So that's my misting and toning step. Now after this, if I'm doing chemical exfoliation on that day, I love the Dr. Dennis Gross peeling pads. I have a couple of different ones. I just save them for a rainy day because they are just amazing. amazing. Like nothing gives me the glow that these give me. So I keep a couple of these on hand. I use it kind of rarely. It's not like, definitely not an everyday thing, maybe once in a month or something. On the other hand, if I just want a toner pad for hydration and I want to use it before going in with my serums or some sort of thicker, more viscous toner, I like to sweep on this toner pad. This is from Goodal. This is the Hyaluron Soothing Clear Pad. It's just for moisture and it's just to bring down the temperature of my skin, and it feels so good, like so good on the skin. Then we're gonna talk about the toning step. I feel like nowadays it's becoming very confusing to put a skincare product in each category because skincare products now kind of cross so many different categories. So I don't know where to put what, but this in my head is like my toner step. If my routine is very hydration focused, then I use Mixsoon. This is just straight up hyaluronic acid with glacier water in it, and it's a big beautiful bottle I've been working through for like so long. I feel like I show it in all my videos. On days when I want some exfoliation, obviously I don't pair this with the Dr. Dennis Gross pads. That would be too much exfoliation. But on days when I just want mild exfoliation, I go in with this one. I don't think this is an extremely exfoliating product, but the fermented stuff in it I think does exfoliate your skin. This is SK2's facial treatment essence. It's kind of new to my life, and I feel like a product like this will only work if you use it consistently for many months or years at a time. So I'm gonna try it out and give it like an honest go, because I know this is a holy grail for a lot of people. Now let's talk about serums. Some of these have actives and some of these are just straight up for hydration. Both of these, honestly, I feel like I read up and they said they're like extremely soothing for the barrier, and that's why I've added it in my routine. However, I don't see such a massive improvement with just this. You know, if you're a seasoned skincare user and your skin is used to having a lot of different ingredients on it, using products like this is not gonna cut it. You need to layer all of the products and, you know, find the right concoction. But if you're new to skincare and you're just going to use one of these serums, I feel like you will see more of a difference than someone like me. That being said, these are the two hydrating sort of serums I've kept on my shelf right now that I shuffle through. This is Celimax Noni ampoule. I got this specifically for redness, and this is Skin 1004's Centella probio cica intensive ampoule. Then we have the more heavy duty sort of active driven products. This is Iope's clinical recovery serum. It's got PDRN, hyaluronic acid I think, and liposomes. I got this when I went to Korea. I've been using it in my like hydrating day sort of routine. I don't know exactly what this is doing. I'm hoping it's doing something. Even though this one is more active heavy, it's not like exfoliating or retinol heavy. Then we have Clarins double serum. This is like an iconic serum that has been around for like so many years. It's supposed to be really good for anti-aging. Feels really good. I tested it out just randomly one night and it really helped my redness. I don't know how that worked, but I feel like more elegantly formulated serums like this one, or even the Iope one, or even the Flout one, which I'm going to mention next, have like a certain mix of ingredients that overall balance out your skin. Same goes for the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads, because even though they're like exfoliating in nature, the second towelette that they include in the packet, like this second towelette, is so calming and restorative that your skin doesn't freak out from the peel. That's the first step. A pre-mixed serum like this, where the company and brand has already done the research, is, in my opinion, I'm finding out now, better than just straight up going in with like isolated ingredients like 10% niacinamide. Putting 10% niacinamide onto my skin without knowing how to mix it and match it is actually going to be worse than if I buy a serum with all of the ingredients pre-made to the ideal standard wherein it's actually effective on your skin. Is that making sense? I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like this is sometimes better, is essentially what I'm saying. This is my more like active driven serum that I use when my redness is really bad, and I use it a couple of times a week. And on retinol nights, I use just 1 to 2 pumps of this one. I've been using it just like once or twice a week max. This is Flout's Own Time. This has granactive retinoid, bakuchiol, and microhyaluron. So even though it's a retinol serum, it is not gonna irritate your skin. I've tested this out thoroughly and I can say that for sure. As long as you use very little amounts, much lesser than you think you need, this is a fabulous product. Okay, now maybe we can talk about the moisturizers in my shelf. First we have Physio Gel. I've almost run out of this. This is such a good moisturizer. You cannot go wrong with this. Your skin literally will thank you when you use this. It's so good. I feel it will work for a lot of skin type. Your skin literally looks visibly different the next day. Highly recommend this. Use this when I really need like targeted help on my barrier, but this is slightly thicker compared to these two, which I use in the daytime, or if I need like cooling feeling on my skin, or if I want just that gel texture, then I go for one of these two. This is Torridon's Soothing Cream and this is Beauty of Joseon's Dynasty Cream. I don't really see a big difference on my skin between these two. I feel like they are very similar. You already know the Sulwasu Ginseng Serum is like my holy grail serum. It is so expensive. I said it multiple times. However, nothing has worked on my skin like that. Laneige Cica Sipping Mask, Farmacy's Honey Halo are the two other things that have worked that well on my skin. So this is a moisturizer from the same range. This doesn't help my redness as much as the serum. However, this is such a nice formula. I do use it whenever I get like bored of my other moisturizers or I feel like using it. Okay, then let's talk about all these like miscellaneous things that I sometimes add to my routine, not on an everyday basis for sure. Starting with Aminu's face oil. I've been talking about this for years. It's literally the best face oil. It feels so good on the skin and it's made with vitamin C, E, bakuchiol and olive squalane. It's intensely restorative. I feel like my skin looks smoother and softer the next day. I notice a big difference when I use this in Chennai, especially because Chennai, as I've mentioned many times, has really hard water in my building specifically, so this really counteracts that. I even have a miniature size of this that I take with me when I travel because I love this face oil. Then we have an eye cream for which I've been using this Mary and May tranexamic acid glutathione eye cream. This one I don't use every day, just sometimes whenever I feel like I want an eye cream, but this is supposed to be really good if you have under eye dark circles that are not genetic and more so like lifestyle related and stuff. You can try out this eye cream. When my lips need extra hydration or extra moisturization, I go in with this Ordinary's PHA 5% exfoliating lip serum. Even though it's exfoliating, it is more so for moisture rather than like pigmentation. It's not going to be massively effective on that. It's more just for your surface of your lips to be smoothened out and softened so that your lips are looking plump and healthy. So I do a coating of this, let it absorb, and then the lip balm I've been using non-stop recently is Farmacy's Lip Smoothie. This is very good. I've just given my Indewild dewy lip treatment a break for a little bit and I've been using this instead of that. It's really good. Additionally, when my lips need like a good scrub, I use this. This is Boopy Bubble Lip Scrub. I sadly cannot get this anywhere in India now, I think. So I've been like savoring this last tube that I have. On the rare occasion when I get spots or acne with like pustules, or if like I feel something on my face is clogged, I use firstly a pimple patch. Those are really good. I leave it overnight and then I remove it, and the next day it's like so much better. Another one I've been using on spots like that is this Ordinary's Sulfur 10% powder to cream concentrate. This is really good if you have any like spots, especially like the pustule ones. In the span of like 1 to 2 hours, this reduces the size and redness of it significantly, so check it out. And on days when my skin is just looking extremely clogged and very textured and none of my skincare products are working, I do a very thin layer of this. This is benzoyl peroxide. Ideally get a prescription for this. I got it first on the prescription of a dermat years ago, and since then I just have this on hand in case I ever need like textural help with my skin. On the nights when I feel like I want to seal all my skincare products in place and I want it to actually absorb into my skin and do its job well, this has been so good. This is Medicube's Collagen Night Wrapping Mask. It smells a little bit funky when it goes on, but once it dries, you don't even feel like it's on. You look literally like that Pat McGrath makeup look she did with like sheen all over your face. That's how you look when you have this on, and somehow the next day my skin looks glorious because my skincare has actually been absorbed. So that I also use on a one-off occasion. Now for masks, obviously I have a bunch of sheet masks that I rotate through. I don't want to mention that here, we'll be like here for ages. When I want a quick basic sheet mask that's not going to like do too much other than hydrate my skin, I use this one. This is Cica Daily Soothing Mask. It comes in a tub and I just use it whenever I feel like my skin, I need to cool down my skin or something like that. As for clay masks, this is Goodal's Instant Detox Mask. It is really good. Especially if you have oily skin, clogged pores, things like that, then this clay mask is like really good. I have dry skin, so I don't use it that much. The best part about this is that even though it is a clay mask and it's drying, this doesn't dry to the point where like my skin is like crunchy and cracking. So I really like this for that reason. I also alternate sometimes with the Dearest brightening mask. This one also doesn't like dry down to dessert level dry. It's really nice. I don't know, I really like this mask, to be honest. If you're more of like a natural skincare person, I feel like you should really check out this brand. I also have two other masks. I don't use as often as these because these are so precious. I feel like I just save them. But one is more of a peel off style mask. This is more for clarification and it like just clears out your skin. And then I have an overnight mask. This is more like the Laneige sleeping mask, and this one is intensely hydrating and moisturizing, but I don't use this often. I mean, honestly, all of these masks I don't use that often because I have dry skin. I feel like clay masks dry out my skin even further, but when I'm doing like an everything shower or something like that, I like to throw one on. Now this is like an extra one. I just have, the brand had sent it across, I think. This is the Honey Potion Plus Ceramide Hydration Mask from Farmacy. When I tried it in the store on the back of my hand, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Like my skin is instantly looking so much more plump and awake and alive and smooth. But this is a warming mask. Like once you apply it and rub it in, you feel warmth on your skin. So I wouldn't use this, especially if it's like really hot. However, if you live in the part of the country where it's cold, or if you live abroad and it's cold, this would be really nice for you. It's extremely soothing because of the warmth. Yeah, it's such a sensorial experience. I just love it. And I think honestly that is every single skincare product I have on my shelf related to the face. For the body and stuff, it's like a whole different video. I will be here forever. I'm not saying I use all of this every week or every day. I just have them on hand, and depending on what my skin needs, I use them. Yeah, all of these are like really good products. I hope you found some new products, cool products you want to try out, and I hope my whole spiel helped you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. I really need to go now and wash my hair. Please subscribe because it helps me out a lot, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye.